questions about the guests?
Okay, I have a question about QR codes.
Yes.
And I know that you were talking about it in relation to email lists. That's what we're all here for today. But it occurred to me, for example, I'm going to be at FSCJ, so I'm going to be with a bunch of really young people who probably have all the bells and whistles on their phone. And it's a like a career fair thing where they could decide if they want to come intern with different companies. Could I possibly like set up QR codes for handouts about various subjects about our organization, and they just, instead of having all these stacks of pieces of paper, just have a poster with different QR codes about different topics, different job descriptions, or whatever it may be that I need to get out.
So a QR code is really just a link to somewhere, most commonly to a web page.
Okay, so it wouldn't be like an informational sheet then?
If you hosted the PDF, if it was like a PDF, say, or a page on your website, you could have the QR codes go straight to that PDF that's hosted somewhere on, if you have a website.
Yeah, I have a website, but my problem is that I'm very limited on how much I can personally do because it's WordPress and I don't have a webmaster. It's just me. So I mean, so I'm really, you know, having a difficult time there updating the web page, the website, and all that, just because, you know, I can like change text, but I figured out how to do pictures and take stuff off that I need to take off, and so.
But because a QR code is actually just a link somewhere.
Just a link.
And the reason we use QR codes is we don't want people to sit there in their browser or their phone and try to click in those long domain names and subpages. So it has to go somewhere. It could go directly, so it download a PDF file, but that PDF file still has to be posted on a website somewhere.
Okay.
So you can link
But it still gives me an idea. The idea is possible, but I need help.
Yeah.
It could also be a link to specific form entries on a website. So the form could be pre-filled with what information is being requested, and then they just fill in the information. You get an email saying, I want this information. I want a PDF on how to tie my shoes, and I want one on, and then you get another email for, I want a PDF instruction sheet on how to put on lipstick or something. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So that's typical for one of, I told you different things we do. We also do online registrations, and that would be such a thing that those special ones are actually not posted directly on, doesn't need to be hosted on your website. It could be just a regular page where they enter information. So you can have one QR code to enter their name and email address to find more about your intern program, another one to find out more about volunteering, another one to do donations. More questions? We are quick here. So again, I'm going to talk a little bit about constant contact again, and we talked about the different ones, and you saw that many of them came up in my presentation today. If you're interested in constant contact, and give it a try, you do have an evaluation sheet on your table. You can try it for free for 60 days. It doesn't cost you anything. You can send up to 10 emails out. So that's a very good way to try it. Put your colleagues on that. If that's something you feel you want to try it for 60 days. Go in, poke around, do a couple of updates and changes, and then send it to your colleagues and see if this is something. If you decide that you really want to do this, and you go in and sign up for a paid subscription, I will actually help you. I will help you set up the first email, and I will help you import your email list from like an Excel spreadsheet, and help you send out your first newsletter. I will hold your hand, if you would. And then after a month, if you don't know what to do, you don't need to continue. And they actually have a 30-day money back guarantee as well. So if this is something you would like to give a try on, give it a try. So, and if you haven't seen their emails before, this is what the layout looks like. Have anyone here that never even been into Constant Contact before and looked around? Okay, a couple. Yeah. But this is actually what it looks like. When you are in there wanting to create an email, this is what it looks like. The first time you go in and put up your logo and type up your pages, but afterwards you just go in. And if you're used to working in Word, for example, you're very easily going to be able to see that an email is divided into different blocks of, you have a header, and then you have the content, and then you have your basic information at the bottom, and you can go into each of those blocks and do updates and import pictures and things. And you can also afterwards go in and take a look at when you send out the emails. You can go out, how successful was it? After you send out an email, how many % open it up? Did they click on any of the links in here? Which was most successful?
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is kind of an in-depth one. I've done a whole bunch, of emails. And so, I have almost 500 people on my mailing list. And we have about a 25 to 35% open rate. So in my mind, I know that's a good rate, but to me it's not. Because there's 300 and something people that are never opening my emails. Is there a way, I know that I can pull it up for each individual email, but what I'm really trying to find out is there a whole group of 75 people that haven't opened my last 6 emails, so I can just kind of opt them out and add people that I think really might be interested.
Okay. So here's the thing, especially with an organization like yours. I don't know that there is a tool like that in there. We can keep track very much on all the emails, but I don't know if we can keep track of a person and see how many. I don't think.
I haven't found it.
Yeah,
I
don't
really
think so.
hard, but it would be really neat to know,
Yeah, but
is it the same people that aren't opening it every single, month or whenever it goes out?
But here's the thing, an organization like yours, in the beginning they did sign up because they had an interest. And they have not spammed you, and they have not unsubscribed. So that means that they still have a little bit of information. And the day they either have extra money in their pocket, or something happens in their life so it reignites the interest in what you're dealing with, they're going to open it up. Or you have a subject line that is entitling enough. There might happen something in the news, and there might be some kind of crisis here, and suddenly you're in there. I think it's very inexpensive exposure, because again, just because they don't open it up all the time, once a month do they get a reminder about your organization. So the day the kids move out and they think, oh, what am I going to do on my life? Suddenly, you have been in there. Remember, they see you. They see your email, even if they don't open it up. And that goes for companies with services as well. So Amanda, yours is perfect, because a lot of organizations and companies only have one big event a year, where they need to fly people from all over the country and set up an event that you will plan for them and negotiate for them. So when they are not in season, they are not going to open up their emails. But when suddenly one day their boss says, okay, now we're gonna be in Chicago next year, and it's 4 months away, and set it up. They can just, because within the last month, you have sent them an email that it didn't open, but they remember you. So, you know, again, if you are a board and you have 20 people on the board and you send out the agenda or information about a meeting and they don't open it up, then I would be upset. Then you could say, the people that don't come and say,
Board members that don't open up my emails. It's
Yes.
like, people, please, you know?
exactly.
It's like, I've been trying to train them about Facebook. Y'all have to like stuff. I mean, it's just part of the job. You know?
Yeah.
Just don't just read it, like it too, you know?
And comment on it.
Yeah.
And share it even
Right.
more.
Right.
Joanne?
I was just curious, what's the disadvantage? I mean, I know there's a disadvantage to them not opening it, that they're not getting exposed to the degree that you'd like them to, but, I mean, I guess, I didn't really understand when you asked your question, why it mattered, like,
Okay,
like
because at
you said you wanna
500
add more people.
Because at 500, I have to pay more money.
I got
to
you,
have-
okay, that's what I was.
And we
I
are
didn't
very
understand.
small and poor, and I don't know how much more it is, but I mean, I've got a
Now I
budget.
understand, okay.
So, and I'm like at 494 people. And so when I look at 300 and something people that just never seem to open it,
Yeah.
you know, I'm trying to figure out,
I wonder
I
how
wanna
much
make
more
room
it
for
is.
people that do wanna look at it, you
Yeah.
know?
But start to remove the ones that are on the bounce list.
Oh, I'm definitely,
Yes.
yeah, I'm doing that.
On the what list?
There's a bounce list, and then it makes you look at it and think, okay, go back to that business card, did I type it in wrong? Why is it bouncing? There's bounce, there's spam, there's open, there's unopened, there's what else?
And then
Who
people's
clicked through
emails,
Facebook?
they are bad. All of a sudden they change another one and you don't know, so it reflects as a bounce. But I also speed, so if my assistant's not doing it, I do bell south and there's no south, it says sure. So then we caught that it's a boo-boo,
Yeah.
because I spell it wrong, you know what I mean? So you have to make sure you got it in there to begin with right.
Yes, yeah, the very first time when you import a list to there and you send something out, take a look at those bounces, because there's a lot of bellsouth.com when it should be .net, and you can fix those ones, and they're gonna be fine the next time.
Perhaps you should do a class on how do we get them to open it.
Yes, but I do classes like that.
Well, you know, I mean, part of it is, what I've learned in other classes, because I try to come to everything she's done, is you've gotta like, that subject line has gotta
Right.
draw them in somehow. And like when I did my last, or one of my last ones, it's to our annual meeting, and it was just simply, you're invited. But I think, I didn't say you're invited to the annual meeting, I just said you're invited. And I think that's where we got 34% open, which is good. I mean,
So
that's what.
what if you would have said, we need you at the annual meeting?
Well, I'm gonna do a reminder, so maybe I'll try that.
Sure,
I'm gonna
yes.
do a reminder, so like, we
Or-
need, or we,
If-
maybe not we need your support, just we need you.
Yeah, we need you there, or.
Support means we need money, we do.
Exactly. So let me ask you this, this is the first time I do a workshop in the afternoon. So is this a good time? Because usually I do between 9 and 11, and my thinking was always, okay, is that the best time? Because in my mind, people are getting a little bit of a late start, they like that, and then you're done by 11, and then you go for lunch and you go back to work.
I like afternoons myself, but
Okay.
it's just me.
Is this a good time in the afternoon from 2 to 4? We are planning another event somewhere, and it's gonna be from 4 to 6. Would you go anywhere from 4 to 6?
No.
It would have to be real compelling. But I might.
Yeah. Alcohol.
Yeah, they don't always, they're discussing.
The margaritas, a margarita mixer.
So 3 to 5? Is that better?
I love when you, well, this is personally speaking, we don't have to drive in per se rush hour when we leave out this door.
Right.
4 is like that little window we get hot foot where we have to go,
Yeah.
whether that be the office, our home, whatever.
Yeah.
We still have that little window and you're not crawling, and I
But
do
at
mean
5,
crawling.
you're in traffic.
Right.
Yeah. But did they tell them about your your organization and what we're gonna do?
We're going to be doing seminars in October and November. The first one's gonna be I'm Social, Now What? The guy that left would be perfect to
Yes.
come to it. We're downtown and our first seminar is we're trying for 9 o'clock to 11.
No, I think 8:30 to
8:30 to 11,
Yeah.
sorry. To try to get people who are not, we start at 8:30 because the stragglers, you know. But then the second month, we're gonna try for 4 to 6:30, did we say? So